What am I even doing? My brain is done. Okay, hi guys, and welcome back to the What Am I Even Doing podcast. I'm your host, Kenzie, as always, and we are doing this outside again. The difference between last week and this week is that it's not too friggin' windy. I'm trying not to say any bad words in the first 15 minutes of my podcast because I think it will help it to reach other people. So that also might just be something that I may have just heard somebody say, but I don't know. We're gonna see if it works. I was going to film in our regular spot today, but I'm gonna be so for real with you guys right now. My room literally looks like a tornado went off in it, and that's where I'd be, is at my desk in my room, and I just can't. I can't bring myself to want to clean everything and then record later, because then I run out of light and it doesn't look as good, and then I get stressed out and all of the above. So we're outside, which is maybe a little bit better than being inside, to be honest. So at least for me. At least for me. We are in a different location outside though. I was in front of my house yesterday, and then I thought to myself, that's a little dangerous. People could maybe find my house, but I don't think you could see the address anywhere, so maybe it was fine. Anyways though, welcome back, you guys. Good to be here. Good to talk to you, see you, all of the above. I just got back from a little, I keep saying day trip, but it was just an overnight trip to Portland with some friends. We stayed in the Crystal Motel over there, the McMenamins. I think McMenamins is either just West Coast or just Oregon, but maybe Washington. I don't know. Correct me if I'm wrong, or enlighten me more so. I would like to be enlightened rather than corrected. I feel better about that, but that's my ego talking. We need to lay her to rest sometimes, most of the time, let's be real. Empathy over ego always. Anyway, I was really excited to go to McMenamins I'd never been to before, because there's one in my hometown, and I've never stayed there, but I go there often, I guess. Not often, but I have gone there. I used to go there a lot more often than I do now, I guess, but I highly recommend staying at any McMenamins, to be honest. There's this passport thing you can do, and it's the lady at the front desk said it's kind of like a cult, and once you get started on it, there's no stopping you. And also, I guess the community is a little bit crazy, but anyway, it might be kind of fun, so do it. The passport thing works you get a stamp when you go to each McMenamins, and there's certain things you can do or whatever to earn these stamps, and yeah, I don't know, it was pretty cool. My friend got one. Kat, you guys know her, she was on the pod. I love having her on the pod. I think that our banter is so nice, and I know I've only had her once, but trying to convince her to be my co-host, trying to do it. I say trying, but I'm not actively pushing for it. I've mentioned it a couple of times. I just think that it would be fun to do that. So anyways, I went with her and her boyfriend. Oh my god, you guys, there's the teeniest bird. I've never seen a bird so tiny in my life. That's flying around and not in a nest getting food from their mother's actual gullet. Did I just say gullet? I don't even know if that's the right word. Throat, mouth. Anyway, I think I told you guys last time that I live next to an airport. There's a plane. Sorry if you can hear that. Probably can. It's really friggin' loud. I almost said a bad word. Anyway, tiny bird. What was I saying? Oh, I went with Kat and her boyfriend. His name was Jake. And I was just saying to him today that I have not spent more than a couple hours at a time with him, which is not a bad thing, right? I just think that we We've never done like an overnight trip where he's like been there. And the only overnights that I've done with Kat are like at my house, and he wasn't coming to my house, so, and that was a long time ago. So anyway, yeah, so I'm sorry I keep messing with my hair. It's really bothering me today. I just, like I said, got back from Portland. It was so humid over there. It was, honestly, humidity does good things for my hair, but it also makes me hate when I come back home because it's so dry here. And I feel like my hair just does not do good in the dry weather because it's naturally wavy curly, kind of, you know, so it's bugging me right now, so I apologize for touching it. I'm gonna try not to, literally right as I touch my hair. Anyways, so I hadn't spent more than like a couple hours at a time with him, and then I just spent like a full, I guess it was just like a full 24 hours, because we got there, like I picked them up yesterday at like 9:30 in the morning, and I dropped them off today around 5. So whatever that says to you, a little over 24 hours. So yeah, but it was good though. He is just a very quiet dude, but when he talks, it's like wise. You guys know anybody like that? Like when they talk, it's like those are the words. You know who it reminds me of? He reminds me of Ferb from Phineas and Ferb. You know, like the only words that that character in that show, the only words that he says are like the wise words of Ferb, and I feel like that's how Jake is. He's like the wise words of Jake. So every time that he talked, I was like, oh, yeah, you're right about that, or oh, that makes sense, or that's a really good point, or like whatever it was. I was like always learning something, which is really cool. That's a thing. So, anyways, yeah, we went over there. They're going to a show. Backstory a little bit. I was supposed to go camping with them last week, and then I live in an area where fire season is literally hell. It's not normal for us to have crazy fires and the smoke to be here, and there'd be fire bans and like all that stuff. And anybody who lives in a dry place would probably feel the same. Oregon is just like really, we're really our fire danger is pretty high most of the time. Well, in the summertime. So we didn't go camping because of the fires, and I was sad about it because I've been feeling like I just need to like leave for at least just like a night, you know, like if anything at all. I've been feeling like I just need to like get out of my house for a night. I think the last time that I went on an overnight stay anywhere, aside from like staying with my dog at my ex's house, it's like was when I went to LA, and that was in May. So it's been a while, and I've been feeling like it just needs to happen. That's what it's been feeling like. I've been feeling pretty stagnant in my environment, and it's making me feel zero motivation to like clean my spaces and like do my laundry and actually put it away. So anyways, adulting has been hard because I haven't taken some time to like not be in it for a little while. So that's been difficult. So anyways, we couldn't go camping, and so Kat said to me, hey girl, we're going to this, I think it's the Aquabats. I don't know the band, but I'm interested because she said it was good and she has good music taste, so we'll listen to it, I'm sure. Actually, I think I did listen to one of their songs on the way there and it was good, but I don't remember what it was. So I'm gonna have to ask her. But anyway, they were going to see the Aquabats show, and then I was just chilling at the hotel, and I decided to go down to the cafe that's there, and I was reading. I cannot for the life of me remember what the name of this book is, but I just only got like 3 chapters in. Well, technically I'm on chapter 3. I really want to be in my reading era. Listen, I got told that I'm not supposed to say in my da-da-da era anymore, and that's like an outdated thing to say, but like, listen, I'm a millennial and everything I do is outdated, so I want to be in my reading era. Leave me alone. Nobody attacked me about it. That was that was something said to literally somebody else, and I just wanted to make it my own. Apparently, that's toxic. Oh my God. Oh Jesus. Anyways, so I really want so badly to be in my reading era time of my life, and I go through phases. I just haven't gone through a reading phase in too many years, and I think my vocabulary needs to be exercised. Does that make sense? It's kind of like the you like don't lose or don't use it then you lose it kind of thing, or what is it literally? That's not the same. Use it or lose it. That's what I'm trying to say. So I feel like my vocabulary needs to be used or lost, like my big words and things. So I've been trying to do that. So in the process of that happening, I'm also writing, which I told you guys last time. So yes. But I wasn't writing that. So I was down at the cafe. I had a super awesome chai latte, and it was made with Oregon chai, and it's the best chai to be made with. And maybe that's a hot take. I don't really know. If you've never had Oregon chai before, you should have it so you can actually make an accurate assessment. So that's that. Anyways, so I was having chai, and I was like sitting on this back patio. If you guys follow me on Instagram, then you saw the back patio I was sitting on. There's a street in Portland where they just like completely closed off to any traffic at all. And I think that if you live in Portland, it could probably be inconvenient. But for me, not living in Portland and sitting at that cafe and like having all this open outside seating, I think it happened during COVID when we couldn't sit inside and stuff. And the streets all like painted super rainbow, and there's this like super sick ass sculpture, which I've got a picture of. Maybe that might be on my Instagram. So that might have been in the picture on my Instagram story. So you'll have to go check it out if you haven't already. By the time this goes up though, it'll be gone. So sorry. But Saturday you'll be able to see a picture of it because I'll post. I haven't posted on a Saturday in a long time. I was trying to post on Saturdays. Like what are those called? Is that called a carousel? Anyways, it's just like a whole bunch, like the pictures in a row. And I was thinking about posting that from my trip this year. It's 13 minutes in, and I was gonna say the F word, my friends. Oh my freak. I can't speak. That's what I was actually trying to say. Anyways, so I was sitting there, I was reading, I got about, I want to say 3 chapters in, but that's not even actually true. I got to chapter 3, did not read it. Will try and read it. I will try and read it. But I will try and read it. I want to actually read that book. Apparently it has a Hulu series, and I'd like to read the book before I watch the series. And I won't watch the series if the book sucks, but so far it doesn't. So I really need to remember what it's called. Wait, I'm filming on my phone, so I can't really tell you what it's called because there's a picture of it on my phone with the book title. Anyway, sorry. What was I saying? Oh, so I was writing. Well, I had this sudden moment in my brain of like, okay, let me paint the picture. I'm sitting out there, I'm reading my book. There's a man sitting in front of me, like a table, and then he was at that table, and so there's a table in between us. And he was on some sort of conference call, I would assume. He was like wearing a this like gray suit, and he had his Bluetooth headphone in, or maybe it was just literally like a Bluetooth thing. Do they still make those? Like just specifically like Bluetooth phone calling? I don't actually know if they do, or if you just get headphones. People just use AirPods, right? Or some sort of Bluetooth headphone that would be like an AirPod, I think. I think that's right. Anyways, that's like totally super, super fucking relevant to the actual point of my story. So anyways, I was just there by myself. I just drove for like 4 hours. So I think that's actually what's wrong with me. So sorry. He was on some sort of conference call, and I have no idea what he was talking about. I did hear him say something about a girl being delusional, so that's rude. I don't actually know the context of the situation, so maybe it's not rude, maybe she is delusional, I don't know. But when a man says out loud that, like, oh, he didn't tell me anything, he didn't even know I was listening. If a man says a woman is delusional, I'm like, it feels off to me. It feels like I need to question the sanity of the man, not the woman. You know what I mean? Sorry for all of my male listeners. I don't actually know if I have any of those. If you're a male listener, give this a thumbs up or tell me. Let me know that you're a male listener. I'd like to know. I really don't think that I have any. But if I do, hey, what up? Anyways, so he was talking about whatever he was talking about. And then as I was distracted by said man's conversation, these two women walked up to me, and one of them was like, hey, do you want to look at some art? And I was like, yeah, I love art. Totally look at your art. Absolutely. She hands me these, like, they weren't laminated. They were just like pieces of her art that were like in plastic slips. So anyway, I was looking through them, and then her friend, I would assume to be her friend, laid down more art just like on my table, and she's like, yeah, and then these are the ones that my boyfriend does too. We just found out that we're pregnant, so we're just trying to make like an extra coin, basically. And whether or not it's true, I don't even care. Because I looked at the pile that her boyfriend did, and there was a picture that's like identical to my grandpa. My grandpa was an artist, and he used to draw in pen a lot more than anything else, but he used to draw like a lot of things that had to do with NASCAR because he loved NASCAR. And I looked up, and there was literally a drawing of NASCAR sitting in front of me, and I was like, the fuck? Grandpa, is that you? You know what I mean? So I got it. I don't know, it spoke to me. I said it out loud, and her friend was like, whoa, that's weird. And I was like, yeah, it's totally weird. Anyways, I'll buy this from you. How much do you want from it? The girl that's having the baby says $20. And then her friend goes, well, that's what we're asking, but whatever you can pay, we're totally fine. And I was like, obviously you want $20 more. So I paid them $20. And maybe that was overpriced. I don't really know. I don't really care. And maybe I got suckered. I'm not really sure. But she did look pregnant. Like, actively. So maybe she was telling the truth. Regardless, I don't care, because I got a cool ass piece of art out of it, and they got $20. So anyways, the point of me saying that is, as I'm listening, or as I was distracted by this man on his conference call, and these women come up to me to try and make money, I'm realizing more and more, I realized this, but it was just like so in my face at this moment. And I wrote like a whole thing about it, but I started to realize, like, we as a people are like so stuck in this like rat race city life. Not all of us, but like we're so stuck in this rat race. Like, it's all about make the money, live the dream. If you're making the money, you're living the dream. And I don't know if I really agree with it, to be honest. And that kind of brings us into our topic today, because I was thinking about talking about just like how we are all literally exactly the fucking same, but nobody wants to say that out loud. You know what I mean? Like, no matter who you are, no matter what kind of job you have, whether you are CEO of some company, or you are on the side of the road, like asking for food or money or whatever it is, we're all literally exactly the same. We're all in it for the same reasons. And like that's what's crazy to me. Whether or not you have what society deems as like a a job, right? Like if you're on the video version, you see like I'm like using quotes or whatever, but like the quote unquote job of society. Whether or not you have that, you're still like trying to you're still struggling to make ends meet, because everybody has like a different lifestyle, right? And there's obviously the people who don't struggle and just like have money in the bank and like it's whatever, but I feel like they have other struggles outside of the money thing, you know, like without the money comes other struggle, and with the money, or without the money comes money struggle, and with the money comes other struggle, is what I'm trying to say. So anyways, I was thinking about like city life and like the hustle and bustle of it all, and the go 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 every day. And like no matter who you are, you could be the person that wakes up at 5 6 a.m., goes to the gym, goes takes your shower, goes to the office, bed, you know. um or maybe you're the person that didn't get to sleep that night because you had to do what you had to do to make your money, or you didn't have anywhere to lay your head that night, so you laid on the concrete, or um, you had to work late that night, because if you don't work late at your job, then you're never going to make it to next month in your apartment because you can't afford the rent. Or maybe your kid doesn't get school clothes this year, or like whatever in between. You know what I mean? No matter who you are, we're still all just in this struggle to survive. And sometimes I think people forget that. We're all just struggling to survive, and that's crazy. Because everybody, like, so many people I know will look at these, like, big wigs or whatever in these companies, and they're like, they have everything they could ever want. And yeah, from your point of view, maybe they do. From your point of view, maybe these people have everything they could ever want, or maybe they have everything you could ever want, right? Like, that's the real tea of it all. Maybe these people have more or want more for their lives than the company that they're running, or whatever it is. Like, some people are so blessed with like talent and shit, and like you think of like the most famous people in the entire world, or like the best singer there ever could be, or the best dancer, or the best actor or actress, and you could ask them like, are you happy? And I truly wonder how many of them would actually say yes. Because you like, if you catch somebody in an interview where they're being vulnerable, most of the time it's like, nah, I'm not okay, or I'm just like trying to get through the day or whatever. Money doesn't bring happiness, it brings stuff. And stuff doesn't mean that you're like at the end of the day, stuff is not like the end all be all. Some people look like they're really happy, and some people that look like they're really happy are the saddest person in the room. It's like the popular girl with all of the friends, or the jock with all of the friends that he could ever ask for in high school, and they are actually like so overly stressed about being perfect for their family, or that's like seriously, that's just one example, but I hope you guys are understanding what I'm saying, because I'm fully just babbling about this. I've been thinking about it since yesterday, and I've just been like mulling over it a little bit, and like the judgment that we pass on people, and then flip it around, because those same big wigs that we are judging for having everything they could ever want, and how dare they say that they're unhappy because they have everything that they could ever want and everything that anybody else could ever want, right? How dare they take that for granted? The people saying that which I'm saying the people, but like I've done that. And I want to hold myself accountable for like bad behavior. That's like something I really want for me in my life, is to like hold myself accountable for, yeah, bad behavior. And so here I am doing that, holding myself accountable. And I hope that you guys can do the same if you've done this either way, right? If you're like the ones, these people that are looking up at the people with like all of the fancy things, or if you are the fancy things people and you're looking down at the people who don't have them. Take a minute to step the fuck back and realize that we're all exactly the same. We're all fighting for the same fucking thing. Because yeah, these people are looking down on you, like, are looking down on other people like, oh, this person's homeless, they have nothing, oh, they just get a job. I hate that when people say that. Just get a job. It's so hard. It's so hard. Also, like, if you don't have a form of transportation, good luck getting a fucking job, because you're so limited to like where you can go. And like in the town that I live in, public transportation is not good. So like my cousin, her and my grandma go to work together because she doesn't have a form of transportation and they work together, so that's fine. But if they didn't work together, then she has to work off the schedule, off of like the bus schedule. Or you take like Ubers and Lyfts or taxis or whatever, and then you're spending more money than you're making because of that, you know? So it's really like a catch-22 at that point. But anyways, that's not the point. The point of this is not everything, not everybody or everything is as it seems, is what I'm trying to say. We're all struggling to do the best in our own lives. We all have different goals, whether that be getting dinner on the table for your family that night, or paying for dinner for these people you're trying to get the deal with. Like, whatever it is. I don't know. I don't work in that world. But what I do know is that based off of just taking a step back and like looking around and having it be so in my face yesterday, I was like, whoa, these people are in two different worlds, socially, economically, any other way that you possibly could think of. And they're still doing the same thing. They're both still fighting for survival. And what I wrote down was breathe, survive. Breathe, survive. It's literally like eat, sleep, survive. That's it. And sometimes not even eat, and sometimes not even sleep, but simply survival. Just so crazy wild to me to think about. Let me know your guys' thoughts on that. Because my thought for myself on that, which I've just shared a lot of, is to, like I said, hold myself accountable. I will not, like, you will not catch me talking shit about somebody for not making enough money ever, before this even, because I don't do that. And you will never catch me talking shit about somebody who makes more money than me. Honestly, good for fucking you, because you probably didn't have it handed to you. And even if you did have it handed to you, you still have to work to keep it. Like, that's the thing too. Like maybe this, like Nepo babies, for example, they come from money, right? And there's the people that like take it for granted and all of that stuff. But like I said, when there is money, there's other struggle. So keep that in mind. But you still have to work for what you want. You can't just be like, I want to be a famous horseback rider, and your parents buy you a horse and say, okay, now you're a famous horseback rider. But you can't just do that. You can't just say you're a famous horseback rider, because you have to actually train and practice to be a famous horseback rider. Yeah, maybe you have more of an advantage because your parents could buy you a horse, they could buy you the best trainer, you have all the hours in the world to do it, but it doesn't mean that you're not going to work for it. So anyways, I hope I've made some sort of point here. I just think that we all judge each other too much, and we all need to understand that everyone's struggling. And like I'm in this group on Facebook, which I think a lot of places have this. It's like a rants and raves group for the county that I'm in, or not county, the area of Oregon that I live in. Like I said, I think a lot of places have this, but yeah. So yeah, I'm in this group, and there's so many people in there that, and like I said, it's a rants and raves group, right? I think I've seen a handful of raves given out to people, just only a handful. And they're so far, like far and few in between kind of thing. Is that the saying? Far and few between? I don't know. You know what I'm talking about. But I see more rants than I do raves. So there's just more putting other people down for doing something that you didn't like. But like, who are you to tell somebody what they should and shouldn't do? Like, the world doesn't revolve around one single person. And that's, I think, what we all need to remember. So, anyways, stop the judgment, take a step back, understand that we're all in the fucking rat race and we're all trying to survive and we're all trying to do the same fucking thing. So, yeah, that's basically what I have to say about that situation. I didn't really give you guys a weekly update, so I guess we'll jump into that. Let's see, what did I even do this week? I think I just worked mostly. I didn't really do a whole lot. We're really in the middle of fire season and there's just smoke everywhere, so I can't do anything. Like, I go and I take my dog out and I try and take him out as much as I can. So I take him on Saturdays and Sundays and we go do like, this is so funny. My dog knows me as his dad. So we go do his dad walks on Saturdays and Sundays, and it's been a little cooler lately, so we've been able to actually do it. But before I was just like taking him to water and literally carrying him to the water. And then he just wants to hang out in the water, so that's been cool. But anyways, I haven't really been able to, well, I've been able to do it, but I just try and go like before the smoke gets too bad. And the smoke starts to get bad, like more so in the evening. But when I was driving back from Portland today, it got so bad that I couldn't even barely see. Like, you couldn't see any of the mountains in front of you. And I live in a place where, obviously, just as I was driving back from Portland, I live in a place where mountains are like seen in every direction that you look. Which is, hold on, take a step back with that a little bit, because not everybody can say that. I live in a place where mountains can be seen from every direction. Like, the thought of that is wild, okay? I take it for granted, obviously, because I just said it with, like, no weight at all behind it. But the fact that that is true, like, that is my real life, is fucking wild. All that aside, though, all that aside, I couldn't see them when I was driving in, and it was making me really upset. So that sucked. Damn. Anyway, yeah. So what was I saying? Oh, because of the smoke, I haven't been able to really get out and do anything, which sucks. Which is another reason why I was glad to get out of town. I had a panic attack the other day. Oh, that's another thing I want to talk about. I had a panic attack and it was brought on by text tone. Does anybody know what text tone is? I guess it's more so like the text tone that you perceive. I hate being perceived by people. Like, do not perceive me. I hate that. It happens though. Every fucking day it happens. People perceive you every single day. But I'm like nosy and I want to know what goes through their minds. I always say if I could have a superpower, it'd be either invisibility or mind reading. And then I think about like flying and super speed and all that stuff. I'm like, maybe I just want everything like Avatar, but superhero, you know? That could be cool. Anyways, so I had a panic attack because of perceiving a text tone incorrectly and overworking myself. And I was already kind of like in a weird state of mind. So, yeah, that was super great. We're good now, me and this friend, but it was silly. So, just so you know, somebody might be perceiving your text as the worst thing that they've ever read, or the nicest thing that they've ever read, or maybe they think you're flirting with them and you want to be with them, or maybe they think you want to break up with them, or maybe they think, I don't know, they could think literally anything in the entire world. But just know that maybe you should specify. Not that it's on you, right? I think either you take the time to specify because you would like to and you had thought about it beforehand, or the person on the other end should simply ask. Me, I'm the person on the other end. I should have simply asked. Instead, I jumped and I sent a very straightforward, upfront, how the fuck, what the fuck kind of text. And that was rude. And I should have waited to respond until my emotions were not so high. And I said that to them already. But the point of me saying this is the text tone thing. Just like, I should have asked, like, did you mean to sound fucking terrible just now? Or is that just me? And honestly, if they do mean to sound terrible, hopefully they tell you. Hopefully they're like, actually, yeah, I meant to sound like a douchebag because you're pissing me off and I meant to be harsh, right? Or they're going to be like, oh shit, like I actually didn't realize that could have come off that way. I'm really sorry. That's not what I meant. Let's have a conversation and we'll get it out of the way. That's my advice to anybody having any conversation with anyone over text, Snapchat, anything. Yeah, that's my thoughts on that. So, yeah, I had a panic attack yesterday. Let's see, what else did I do this week? I had a panic attack. I recently have been listening to this song by Fletcher called Healing. It's not new at all, but it's been, oh my gosh, so relatable to I just related to my life and like my mindset lately. And what does it say? It ain't there yet, but I'm healing. Ain't. I hate that word, ain't. Basically, it's getting there and I'm healing. So anyway, I've been listening to that a lot, and I think that anybody that feels like they are going through it, I feel like I've been saying this a lot. This year has been trying for literally every person I've talked to ever, and I speak to so many people in a day because of my job. So just know that you're not alone and we're all going through it. Like I said, this is a perfect full circle moment, you guys. We are all the fucking same and we're all struggling and we're all dealing with the same shit in different ways. Everyone is dealing with something and they're all having a different, everyone has a different way of dealing with things, feeling things, reacting to things. Everyone is different, but we're all doing the same shit. We're all doing the same shit. The world is a scary fucking place right now, and we're all like, we all have so much on our plates. So, yeah. My goodness, this was kind of, I don't really know. I think this was kind of like a ranty episode. A little bit of a like, thank you for coming to my TED Talk moment, if you will. I guess. I don't know. I don't know. I think that's it for the day. So, thank you guys so much for listening. Educate yourselves. Ask your friends questions about their text tone. Be straightforward with the people around you. Stop judging the people around you. And I'll do the same. And there's another plane. it's a perfect time to end this, you guys. So, again, thank you for listening. I love talking at you. I can't wait to talk at you next week. And I will see you then. Love you. Bye.